Hey everybody, were you involved in a car accident and you're wondering what you should say and shouldn't say to an insurance adjuster? Check out this short video to learn more. Hey everybody, Barry here with the Lawful Channel. On this channel you're going to find short videos on the legal topics that affect your life. If you haven't already, would you subscribe to our channel? And if you have any questions or comments, put them in the comments section below. If I can't help you, I'll try and find someone who can. Now let's get into the video. So you were probably just in an accident and you're wondering what you should say, what you shouldn't say to an insurance company. So I'm going to give you a couple tips about ways to go about dealing with an insurance adjuster. Okay, the first thing you should never say to an adjuster is you never admit fault. Now you're probably saying, that's a no-brainer, right? But there are a lot of different ways to admit fault other than just saying, yeah, I caused the accident. For example, if you're talking to an insurance adjuster and you tell them that you were going 35 in a 25-mile-an-hour zone, well, you're admitting that you're partially at fault for that accident because you were speeding. Well, that's a big no-no, because what's going to happen, at least in many states, is the insurance company is going to try and put a percentage of fault on you for that accident. So try to avoid making any kind of incriminating statement when you talk to an insurance adjuster. By the way, stick around to the end of this video because I'm going to tell you about a couple situations when you should work with an insurance adjuster that you may not have thought about. Okay, the second thing you should never say or agree to do with an insurance adjuster is give a recorded statement. Now, I've talked about that on this channel many times, but here's the reason why. Let me give you a hypothetical. You just got in an accident and the insurance adjuster is asking you questions about your injuries. Well, first of all, you don't want to give a bunch of information about that anyways. But secondly, you may not know what all your injuries are. So hypothetically speaking, if you forget to tell them that you're suffering pain in your shoulder, they're going to document your injuries, and when you try to make a claim in 6 months or 9 months for the injury to your shoulder, they're going to remind you in your recorded statement that you didn't tell them anything about your shoulder at the time of the accident. And they're going to try and use that against you to delay or deny, or in this case, diminish your claim. Now, one big exception to the recorded statement rule is that if you're dealing with your own insurance company, you probably have to give a recorded statement because in your insurance contract, you agreed to work with them in the event that you were involved in an accident. But I've talked on other videos on this channel is that if you're making a claim for uninsured or underinsured motorist coverage, just remember, at that point, your own insurance company becomes adverse. They're your opponent. So be careful what you tell them, even if you're working with your own insurance company. Okay, the third thing you shouldn't do with an insurance adjuster. You're going to find that right after you get in an accident, they're going to tell you just to send them your bills, and then shortly thereafter, they're going to make you a small settlement offer of $500 or $1,000 or whatever it might be. Not for serious injuries, but in smaller cases. Don't just accept that first offer. This is a trick insurance companies use, and I get calls from people all the time who agreed to a smaller amount only to find out they had bigger injuries later on. So don't accept the first offer. Don't try to settle your case right away. They're not going to pull the offer. You've got plenty of time in most states to file a lawsuit. Don't accept that first offer, that minimal offer from an insurance company. I strongly recommend talking to a personal injury attorney about what the value of your case really is. Okay, the fourth tip I have for you is something that you really just shouldn't do with an insurance adjuster, and that is get mad. A lot of people become very acrimonious with insurance adjusters and insurance companies. Me too. They are very difficult to deal with. Their interests in saving money on behalf of the insurance company don't jive with your interests of getting compensated as much as you can. But getting mad and screaming at them, yelling at them, it's not going to help. Instead, what I suggest you doing is document. Document everything you do with an insurance company in writing if possible by email or fax. That's the way you can build your case that an insurance company wasn't working with you the right way, not by screaming at an adjuster. The fifth thing you should not do with an insurance adjuster is trust them. Here's the reason why. An insurance adjuster is just a tool of an insurance company, which is a multi-billion-dollar business. Their goal is to pay you as little as possible. Why? Because it contributes to their bottom line. Their goal, they're a for-profit company. They want to make as much money as you can. At the beginning, insurance adjusters are going to be really nice. And you're going to think, hey, this person's really going to work with me. Well, I've seen it so many times where 9 months later, these people, the same people are always shocked. It's like, well, he was so nice at the beginning and now he's offering me $500 for these serious injuries. So don't fall for it. Don't make nice with the insurance company, and certainly don't trust that your interests are their interests. Okay, here's a sixth thing that you should do right away with an insurance adjuster. Don't delay calling. Get them the location of your vehicle. So many people contact me on this channel about property damage. The majority of accidents don't have injuries. They're just property damage cases. But a lot of people let their car sit in a tow yard for 6 weeks without doing anything. Well, the insurance company, if they ultimately pay those tow fees and those storage fees, it's going to come out of your property damage settlement. So don't delay. Get them the address of the location of your vehicle right away so the clock is running on them and not on you. Okay, a seventh thing you should do with an insurance adjuster. When you call the first time, you may just talk to an operator. It's very common for them to take the intake information. You always want to ask whoever you're talking to what your claim number is, and if an adjuster has been assigned to the case automatically, and if so, what is their contact information. A lot of people just sit around waiting for insurance companies to contact them. You got to be proactive. As I said in this video, their interests are not your interests. You need to advocate for yourself. So getting this information up front is a really good idea. Okay, having said all of that, I want to tell you about a couple situations where some of this might not apply. One, if you're only dealing with property damage, then a lot of this might not apply to you, right? I mean, I'm a personal injury attorney, so a lot of the things that I talk about are related to people who've suffered significant injuries. If you've only got property damage, it may behoove you to work a little bit more with the insurance adjuster and to trust them a little bit more to get your property damage resolved. Normally the issues involving property damage are just about how much a victim can get for a totaled vehicle, and that's a totally different issue. We're not going to talk about that. But if you only suffered property damage, it may be okay to provide a little more information and to work a little bit more with the insurance adjuster. And the second thing is, I just want to remind you something I said earlier, is that if you're going after uninsured or underinsured motorist coverage from your own insurance company, they become adverse. They become your opponent. And then their goal is the same as if you filed a claim against the guy who caused the accident. They want to pay you as little and you want to recover as much as you can. So just remember, when you're filing one of those claims, to tread lightly with your own insurance company as well. Okay, it's time for your take on the law. Did you get on the phone with an insurance adjuster and say the wrong thing or do the wrong thing? Tell us about it in the comments section below. Okay, everybody, thanks for checking out this short video on things you should and should not say to an insurance adjuster. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel. And if you have any questions or comments, reach out to me. If I can't help you, I'll try and find someone who can.